Shout out to the two. Welcome back to the grid. We back with another episode of the Fade Podcast. Talking about another week of the NFL. Fellas, what's going on with y'all, man?
It's going great, man. You know, single digits now. We in single digits of NFL season. You know, we finally here.
Bro, we got what? You said single. You know what? I think it is because how many days we at? 9 days?
Next week, I think next Thursday.
Next Thursday? Oh my goodness.
Next Thursday
Chiefs versus
is
Texas?
NFL season.
Oh my God, we made it, kid.
We made it.
It's been a long journey.
A lot of people thought we weren't going to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? COVID tried to stop, but you know, our commish, you know,
held it down.
Held it down. Yeah.
Well, Peyton, what's the rundown today, man?
Man, we got a lot of good news going on, so let's go ahead and get right to it. First things first, man. Yannick Ngakoue in for the Jaguars, former in for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's been disputing his contract lately and everything, and he actually finally got traded. He's actually going to your division, kid, to the Minnesota Vikings for a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick. Actually, for them to facilitate this trade because of cap situations, he agreed to take about, I think, $3 to $4 million pay cut off of his tag. So it's going to be a 1-year, $12 million deal. He's going to be part of the Minnesota Vikings. Kid, man, I mean, let's start off with you, man. This is your division, man. How do you feel about this move the Vikings made?
Doesn't bother me whatsoever, man. I dropped a vid on the channel earlier this week. Check it out if you have. I gave some brief thoughts on it. Like I said, I'm a Packer fan. I can't get too biased in those vids, but since it's the podcast, you know, I can actually let it out as to how I feel about it. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, honestly, the Vikings are, to me, they still the same team they was last year. This move does not move the needle for me at all. Doesn't make them favorites. Doesn't make them worse. In fact, who knows? Like I said in the video, I have no idea who's gonna come out of this division. All these teams is up in the air, except I'm still sleeping on the Lions. But between the Bears, the Packers, and the Vikings, who knows, man? It should be a good battle up there in the North. But as for the Vikings and this trade, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, they did lose some pieces. Maybe if they kept the same team they had last year, but then added Ngakoue, maybe I would be singing a different tune. But I mean, they just added to the pass rush. But we'll see. I had some Vikings fans come through and they said that, you know, losing Trey Waynes and Xavier Rhodes was addition by subtraction. And we'll find out in a few weeks. Matter of fact, they got a good test. Week 1 against the Green Bay Packers should be a good one. But we'll see as the season goes on. I mean, it's whatever. It's a meh. It's a meh move to me.
Boy, what's your whole thoughts on this transaction, man?
It's good to see, you know. It's so funny how all the AFC, you know, talent is going over to the NFC because they want to win.
That's
because
the competition is that, sir.
Relax, I'm
That's
talking.
That's what competition is that,
it's
sir.
Hard, sir, can I talk? You're talking while I'm talking.
Reclaim your time.
It's hard to win in the AFC. But you know what? When you want something easy, you want something light, you want something to get your highlights up, but it doesn't mean anything. Go to the NFC. Go to the NFC. Especially NFC North. You know you can go over there, you can go smack around Aaron Rodgers in these games, you know, because you just know ain't nothing going to happen for you. Ain't nothing going to happen for that whole division. So you go ahead and go smack him around. I'm going to go ahead and say that Minnesota probably has the best defense in that division now. Adding that guy because, you know, when you add AFC talent, man,
hold on.
You got to deal with the best over here.
Is that gas I'm smelling? Is that what we doing?
I'm just saying.
He ain't
man.
no Khalil Mack now. Ain't like they added Khalil Mack to the team.
Sir, I thought you don't believe. You know what? We're not going to bring up Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack.
Sir.
I thought Khalil Mack was just a name.
He better than Ngakoue.
Thank you. What? Ain't he just a name?
He better than Ngakoue, sir. Come on now.
Okay.
They lost Everson Griffin. They about to lose. I think somebody opted out, if I'm not mistaken. I heard the D-line is not that good, brother. I'm just be real with you. Plus, old boy, Daniil Hunter. They keep going.
Is this your bias talking?
Right, he's not even
healthy.
Is
this your bias talking? Okay.
Just saying.
So if y'all lose, let's just say they get about 4-5 sacks.
That ain't gonna happen.
Do you put respect on
good luck to him. Now there is a different domino in this. Last year, if we still had my guy Brian Bulaga with David Bakhtiari, the best tackle duo in the league last year, then I would say I'm not worried about it. But we plugging in We plugging in Rick Wagner. He's been in and out of training camp. I don't know what he's going to look like. And they got some rookies out there. So who knows what's going to happen, man. But I think they'll be straight. That Packers O-line it's okay. It's pretty decent. It ain't bad. It ain't as bad as the Vikings O-line.
You know what it sounds like to me, Pat? It sounds like somebody trying to set up excuses for later.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about plugging and, trying to...
I'm being real, bro. Look, we added in a new guy that's never been on the team. He's playing tackle. Come on, man.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
Well, I hear it.
I ain't worried about it, sir. If you want to know what my worry meter is at 0. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
0.
I think this move, getting Yannick, it gives them a slightly better chance. I'm not saying it gives them more of a chance than what they had last year, but if I put a percentage, it's like a 2% increase because they did lose not Danielle Hunter, they lost old boy across from Everson Griffin. So this kind of basically helps that out. So you're basically replacing Everson Griffin with Yannick Ngakoue, who's better than him a little bit. So if you look at it from that perspective, it does help them a little bit, but I wouldn't say too much. Like you did mention, kid, Linval Joseph left, and also Michael Pierce. He decided to opt out too.
There you
so
go, Michael Pierce, that's the name. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so you lost your 2 defensive tackles from last year. You lost them. So your ends are still pretty good, but you still got to figure out what the inside interior is going to look like. You still got Anthony Barr, still pretty decent. You still got a good.
This came off as very desperate. This like very panicking.
Desperate?
Panicking. Like y'all panicking for Vikings.
You better also remember he is trying to get paid too.
And that's what I'm saying. They saying not only this is going to complicate things for them moving forward with other players. I didn't look into that article, but I'm sure there's some other guys that got to resign with Harrison Smith. There's some other names out there that they're going to have to resign. So we're going to see what happens. I don't want to say this is a make or break move for them this year. I mean, they gave up a 2. I don't know if the Vikings, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if the Vikings was a team that needed to give up a 2 to bring in Yannick Ngakoue. That's all I'm looking at. Now, maybe if he went to, let's say, maybe 49ers, or if he went to maybe Seattle, I can see Seattle throwing that move since they lost David Clowney.
You keep bringing up that team you don't believe in.
Just saying,
man.
Go
ahead.
I'm just throwing out teams that could have used them. Vikings didn't need him. They didn't need him. Not to throw a 2.
I would say they did need him because you lost Everson Griffin, you lost your 2 defensive tackles.
Man, draft somebody. See, the reason why I said it because they got to re-sign some other key guys. Like this is a domino effect. This is gonna hurt somebody else in the long run.
Dalvin Cook trying to get paid. He was trying to.
Harrison Smith contract coming up. Man, just saying.
So much talent that just gonna have to go somewhere.
I know.
They got that boy Anthony Harris with the Vikings. Maybe they decide to keep him and let go of Harrison Smith. For cap wise,
that's what they do. Hey, I'm all for it.
But you got to. I don't think a second round. I think if they would have negotiated a 3rd round pick, but however, that 2nd round pick that the Vikings getting most likely will be a late 2nd round pick.
Well, it's still a 2nd rounder though, man. Like those first 3 rounds is key, man. I don't know.
It is, but when you look at it from if they're supposed to be, in playoffs and all that stuff, that 2nd round pick is going to be a late 2nd. Like, it was like I would give that up for 1 year of Yannick Ngakoue's production because he has had at least 8 sacks a year since he came into the league of 2016. Obviously, the 2017 season he had 12 sacks.
You also have to add in, Pat. He's going against those NFC linemen. They're not good.
Oh my God!
So maybe those numbers are going to boost up a bit. We'll see. We will see.
And who knows, kid? Now he probably goes in there like, all right, I got a 1 year to prove it. Now maybe he comes in there with a different mentality. Maybe he's not.
Bro,
and he has something to play for.
People trying to get paid.
And he got something to play for. So I like the move. I like the move.
I do too.
Moving on to, we're going to kind of stay in Jacksonville, actually, boy. It's funny that 2017 team, Corey and the kid was supposed to go to Super Bowl, playoff borders and all them. But the Jags just released.
Super Bowl, sir. You got refs celebrate touchdowns. That's all I'm gonna say.
We got refs in the Lambeau Leap. But anyway, we got Leonard Fournette. We got Leonard Fournette getting waived from the Jaguars. Another guy key to that 2017 team. I think he got drafted in 2017 and 2016.
Yeah, it was.
was the fourth overall pick with the Jags. Boyd, what's your whole thoughts on the whole Leonard Fournette situation, man? Who you see him going?
Oh man, Leonard Fournette. That guy. I like him, but then I hate him. You know, he made things difficult for my team when they went against him. But that's okay. We can make up for it. Does he have a bit of an injury bug? Sure he does. But that's because they had a shitty goddamn Blake Bortles who couldn't throw, so they had to put the ball in his hands a little bit more. So let him go ahead and go to Pittsburgh. We're gonna treat him right, you know. And y'all know we treat running backs right over there with that O-line. If you want to go far in the season, sir, go to Pittsburgh. Don't mess around.
Y'all gonna pay him? Because he trying to pay.
Oh, yeah, we gonna pay him. Oh, it's funny that you say that because Le'Veon Bell been trying to come back. That guy that's been so desperate to leave and so desperate to come back. You seen the offseason. He was all with those Steelers running backs like, yo, they put me on. You know, we all know what it was. We saw it. You know, and Kid himself, he used to send me videos like, dude, look at Le'Veon, you know, with James Conner and Snell and Samuels, you know, yeah, he trying to get back. I'm trying to tell y'all, he trying to get back because he knew where it was. He knew how good it was. That's all I'm saying. Fournette, come on, the Steelers land. We're gonna treat you right.
I mean, Leonard Fournette, shout out to LSU. He hasn't necessarily lived up to the potential that people thought he was going to, and some of that is due to injury. 2017 and 2019, he did have over 1,000 yards rushing. 2018, he only played half the season, so he only had 400 yards rushing. But he hasn't really been, you know, coming out of college, people was like he's NFL ready. Like, I think some people even compared him to Adrian Peterson in terms of his physical attributes and stuff. But he hasn't really broke out into that top 5 running back role. And especially with this running back class coming up, which we'll get to in the next topic, you got him coming up contract, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry was supposed to be coming up, but he got paid. Alvin Kamara, Phillip Lindsay, Marlon Mack, Kenyon Drake, even Todd Gurley, who just signed. And that's not even mentioning Kareem Hunt, Tariq Cohen, James Conner. Like, it's a lot of running backs in this next free agency class potentially. So, you know, him potentially getting released, will he sign a 1-year deal, then test his luck in free agency again, or will he try to sign a multiple-year deal? A really good running back. He's not somebody that you want to depend your offense on, but he's somebody that can complement it. Honestly, you know who I see him going to?
Where?
I see him going to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay really don't got a running back like that. And if you put him with Tom Brady, just a thought. You put him out there.
Now, bro. It's 2020.
Who's Tom Brady?
I ain't talking about Tom Brady no more.
You put him out there with Tom Brady, get him a running back. You know, you still got Ronald Jones and them boys over there, but you got somebody who you can, you know, count on for first and second down for 1 year, and he don't got to leave Florida. I'm just saying.
He need to go to the Chiefs. Go to Kansas City. Go to Kansas. Play with that man Mahomes.
Sir, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is taking over, sir.
Like I said, go to Kansas City.
Also LSU too, by the way, but you know.
Just saying. Go to Kansas.
What's your whole take on this whole Leonard Fournette situation, kid, in the Jags 2017 team? Because I think the biggest keys off in that team, I think they're all gone. That was your Jags team.
Yeah, like I said, it was hard for them to win. You know, referees celebrating.
Such a great hype train, wasn't it?
Right. Playoff Bortles. Ramsey gonna lock him up.
Such a great hype train. I have to give Kid his credit. When he want to hype a team up, he is very good at it. He's very good at it. I even start believing him.
Game. They got a phantom defensive pass interference on an uncatchable pass. They said Miles Jack was down on some fumble. You know, he ran it back. He wasn't even down. There's a whole bunch of sketchy stuff going on in that game.
A bunch of shoulda, woulda, coulda, but
no, that was years ago. Ahead, man. That was years ago. And if Danny Amendola is catching the pass on 3rd and like 30, they deserve to lose. But anyway, as for this, I mean, I didn't see it coming. I didn't think he was gonna get released. I know there was words, you know, voices and whispers and stuff coming out, you know, with him having issues with the Jaguars. But I didn't think all that was going on. Like I said, honestly, I don't know what the Jags is doing. I have no idea what they're doing. I tweeted out. I said maybe the Cons need to get out of the football business. Just focus on AEW, man. Like they seem to be doing a good job with the wrestling business. So they need to go out and sell the team or something. Because I have no idea what's going on with the Jaguars. Honestly, I have it's just crazy what's going on with that team. I think they said, I seen a tweet that said between 2012 through 2017, none of their top 5 picks is on that team no more, which is crazy when you think about it. So, I don't know what they're doing, but they need to figure it out moving forward, man. Because if the goal is to tank, and I guess bring in Trevor, what's his name? Trevor Lawrence.
Yep, from Clemson.
Then they got to get right.
Don't do that to him.
They had some talent on that team. They had some pieces, but they just can't get it right. And so, they got to figure that out.
I mean, it's kind of like, and also too with the whole Leonard Fournette thing, piggybacking off that. Remember when the whole Jalen Ramsey move happened? He was on Instagram Live and had some stuff to say. When they didn't bring back Calais Campbell, he had some stuff to say. So it seems like everybody from that 2017 team that's been moved on except for Blake Bortles, he's had an issue with. He's been outspoken and all that stuff. And maybe it's one of those situations where it's like, look, I don't know how much you think you're worth, how much you think you're trying to get paid, but you can't be, criticizing us like that and not putting up like, those godly like numbers. So like I said, he's a solid running back. Definitely a starting running back in this league or a good two-way, back committee. But where do you see him going, kid? If you had to pick a team, where you got him going besides the Chiefs?
Besides the Chiefs, I said go to Pittsburgh, man. They need a running back. Why not?
They got James Conner. Ain't that right, boy? James Conner better than Le'Veon.
He is, but he can't stay healthy.
Share them snaps. Share them snaps with Fournette. They'll probably compliment each other real good.
Yeah. Hey, I told you. My offensive line make any running back look good. I said it.
All right, so moving on, man. Like I said, we're going to kind of stick with the whole running back thing because it segues into. I mentioned a guy who was going to be a free agent this coming year expected. And that's Alvin Kamara, running back for the Saints. One of the kind of all-purpose running backs now in the league, how it is, where you got to be able to run it and catch the ball. One of kids' favorite running backs in the league. It's actually funny, kid. You want to know something in doing research that I found out?
What?
He's never had a 1,000-yard rushing season.
I know, right? I know.
So Alvin Kamara, he's holding out for the Saints. 2 weeks ago, they asked about his contract. He said, "Oh, it's gonna be. I'm not worried about it. It's gonna get worked out." And then 2 weeks later, yesterday, he holds out of camp, doesn't show up, and they believe it's contract related. So, kid, what's your whole take on this whole Alvin Kamara situation? Since again, this is your conference, and you've been on Alvin Kamara since his rookie year.
I mean, look, man. I just call it how I see it. I said, we was gonna get a good glimpse as to who Kamara really was Ingram was out of there. If he's a running back by committee type of guy, or if he's a workhorse. And obviously, with him being banged up last year, I could be unfair. I can say, he was injured, and I'm not being, giving him a fair shot. But we gotta call it I'm calling how I see it. Alvin Kamara is gassed up. He's overrated. You know why he's overrated? The man went to a Pro Bowl last year, and his numbers was nowhere near Aaron Jones. It's just crazy.
Oh, he just going off name?
Bro, they going off names. Like I said, I'm about to coin this phrase. I swear I'm about to coin it. Watch the games, not the names. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that.
You better trademark it.
Huh?
You better trademark it and get some merch going?
Man. I don't know. One of these days, I might have to do that because this is getting ridiculous. And the Saints see it. Now, if this was any other running back, I don't think this would be a discussion or a topic, even the good running backs. Because like we mentioned earlier, you got so many names entering free agency, and it's not even just that. It's not even about the running back class coming up. It's just an old rule in the NFL. You just don't pay running backs for some weird reason. You don't pay them, and it's going to be tricky to see how the Saints approach this because to them, they could look at that ass. We could just plug anybody back there, and we'll be fine regardless.
They do that at quarterback,
Yeah.
Sean Payton's so great. He can make anybody look great. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, like I can understand the Saints' approach with this, but like I said in the video I dropped the other day, I can understand Kamara's approach with it as he just wants some security, and he wants to get some guarantees, and he's going to play it out. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think any running back, and as we've seen from Le'Veon Bell's case, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work when you're running back trying to hold out. Unless you can say Ezekiel Elliott, he actually got his money, but that's a different situation. Kamara's not that guy. He's no Zeke.
Elliott is a different talent. Yeah.
Right, exactly. He's no Zeke, so he can't afford to really hold out. I have no idea what his end game is. I understand it, but I also understand the Saints' approach with it as well. Either they're going to play it out and sign somebody in the offseason. And I can see the Packers somewhat doing this, even though I seen something coming out that said that they was trying to work something out with Aaron Jones. But that's a tricky market with it, especially when it comes to these running backs. I feel like Christian McCaffrey set the line which you don't cross. I don't think he's going to get anything near that. But he probably feels like he should get a deal like Christian McCaffrey. But I have no idea how it's going to play out, honestly. I don't.
Yeah. Zilla just joined, man. Again, you've kind of like Alvin Kamara a little bit his whole career, man. What's your whole take on him?
Yeah, Zilla been gassing Kamara for years now.
Say gas, sir.
Stop the gas, man. We gotta stop this gas. We got to.
We not finna do this. It's all dependent on how much he wants to get paid. Like, have they said how much?
Nah, no number has been. But I'll tell you something. McCaffrey got about $16 million a year. Henry got $12.5 million a year. Those are two contracts that got signed this offseason. So where if you based on that,
more than that,
probably around 10, right?
Thinking about $10 million, you don't think you should get more than Derrick Henry?
Hell no.
I mean, he ain't the focal point at all.
Okay, no, just asking. Okay, so you got him around $10 million a year.
Yeah, he's a every down back, so he has to get paid.
Do you know Zilla? He's never had over 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, he's on the field every play.
Yeah,
they don't ask him to rush like that. So
I mean, I'm kind of with you, Zilla. Around $10 million a year. Like you said, just because he's on the field constantly. Although, like I've been saying, he doesn't have 1,000-yard rushing season. He does have damn near 800-yard receiving season. So if you just take about 300 of those and put it towards his rushing, that's 1,000 yards and 500 receiving yards, which is comparable in the league today. I don't see a situation working out because, like kids say, old rule says you don't pay running backs. A lot of people, I think kids even said this. I think, kid, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you just call him a glorified Darren Sproles?
Hey, you know what? Ooh. Hey, that's a good one. Glorified Darren Sproles.
So
is he?
And he's, I don't know. I'm just saying, hey, a dialogue might got to be made, kids. I remember his rookie year
Sproles was better than me.
I remember his rookie year, Mark was talking about Kamara and all this stuff, and kids said because he wasn't starting, he had Mark Ingram. He said when he starts,
I said, hey, I gotta see what he do when Ingram out of there, man. He the number one guy. I gotta see what he can do as the number one guy. Like I said, he was hurt last year, but I mean,
they still don't run him though. That's the thing.
It goes to territory, man.
And a crazy stat too with Kamara is he had 81 receiving yards each of his years in his career, like exactly 81 receiving receptions. I say not receptions. Yeah, yeah. Nah, my bad. He's had 81 receptions each of his career. So,
he should have been a Pro Bowl last year. Period.
His catch percentage is over 80% every year. So,
I mean, when you catching the ball behind the line of scrimmage,
him and Michael Thomas get peppered.
Boy, what's your thought? What's your whole thoughts on this Alvin Kamara situation, boy?
Trash. Just another running back who looked very great around another great running back. I like Ingram, so Kamara was just a compliment. He was a compliment guy. Mm-hmm. You don't pay top dollar for compliment guys.
Facts.
You only play guys who are the guys they're getting the ball at first down. You know he's not getting it. You're on an air raid team. That's your fault. If you think you that dude, get over 1,000 yards, and then get how many receiving yards do you have?
He's had about at least 700 receiving yards. His first 2 years. Last year only had 500, but he was hurt.
And you constantly eating Miracle Knuckle sandwiches. So no, not that guy. Sorry, man. I ain't heard about you since Ingram left. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we've been hearing everything else about the Saints except for him. So he can hold out, but he don't deserve no more than 10. He don't deserve no more than 10.
Damn.
Henry deserved like 28. But that's a different story.
Damn.
Yeah, Kamara, nah. He can hold out and get played just like our boy from Wisconsin did. And just like Le'Veon did.
Dang,
Don't do it.
he sound like he talking. He got a little hurt, a little hate in your heart, boy. You talking about personal experience.
It's just when guys like this be like, I deserve money like this other guy does. Like, you're not on McCaffrey's level. You're not on Henry's level. You're not on Zeke's level. You're not that dude. Yeah, you probably, go to those Pro Bowls like them. Sure, yeah, whatever. But you're not them. There's a tier, and you're third tier. So,
dang, third tier?
I'm putting them third tier. Come on, man.
Jeez.
When the last time you went like, man, Kamara had a real good game, and you said it in a consistent basis?
I know last year he was just hurt. He was hurt half the year.
Okay.
Dang, boy, like that.
We gonna see.
Let me ask y'all this before we move on. Yeah, I got Kamara top 10 running back in the league.
Top 10?
Hell
sure.
Nah.
Sure. Top 10. I give him top 10.
Nope.
Dang.
He's around, man.
Dang.
Ingram, all I'm saying, Ingram covered a lot of ground for them. That's all I'm saying.
Might be that time. I'm just saying, man. I can't argue that.
Leonard Fournette can go there and do the exact same thing.
You know that low key they might
or a little bit better.
But Leonard, I don't know. They might do that.
That'd be a good spot for him.
Yeah. But moving on, man. We'll see how that whole Kamara stuff, and we'll continue to talk about. Moving on, just a quick topic. We got to touch on this. NBA, I think it was last week that they decided the Bucks decided to boycott it. Was it last week? And then the NBA followed suit. Then the NHL and all these other major leagues started to boycott with the whole Jacob Blake shooting up in Wisconsin, which led some NFL people, and even Pete Carroll said something about it. And it's been some rumblings that some players are going to may potentially sit out games and stuff.
That's all
protest
talk.
And boycott.
That's all talk. I'm gonna tell you that now. I know you're talking about. I think Giants. I think Saquon said something like, we talked about sitting boycotting games. All right, I guarantee ain't no NFL teams doing that. That's all talk. They can get away with that in the NBA. They pull that stunt in the NFL. That won't happen. I guarantee it won't happen.
Next man up. Y'all can sit y'all ass out if y'all want. Next man up.
And if a team forfeit, I guarantee the other team gonna take that W. I would. In the NFL, I would.
Sure would.
Like,
your boys want to sit out? They want to sit out for a situation that ain't got nothing to do with them? All right, cool. Go ahead, give us that W.
So kid, this whole situation was in Wisconsin. So if the Packers were to sit out and boycott, would you be okay with it?
I guarantee, sir, the Packers would not do that. They listen. All these teams are just talking, bro. This is the NFL. Packers won't do that. Packers won't do that.
Ain't no cornerstone sitting out,
bro.
buddy.
You can't afford. Listen, you can't do that with the NFL. Look, that one game you trying to quote unquote sit out of, bro. You can't make that up. Can't make that up, man. You didn't. That's a big loss. Any loss in the NFL is a big loss. Ain't no redos. Ain't no game sevens. Ain't none of that mess. Ain't no best of 7 or whatever. But I mean, you can't do that in the NFL. Packers can't do that. They wouldn't hear the end of that one. I guarantee they wouldn't hear the end of that one.
And they gonna use that against them down the line. Like all of these people who so-called contract years, you missed the game.
Right.
It's all talk. You could have possibly hit these incentives if you would have played.
It's all talk.
What you think, Zilly? You think some people gonna boycott games and stuff in the NFL?
NFL take away their money so fast.
Yep.
I would say, shoot. You see what Jerry talking about with Terry Poe. That's what I'm really gonna monitor the week one.
He said he's not playing?
Nah, well, Terry Poe said he's going to kneel for the anthem, and Jerry said you better stand for the anthem.
Jerry, like he legit said that?
Basically, Jerry said ain't nobody going to kneel for the national anthem.
Nobody kneeling for nothing.
NFL have no... They don't give it to
bro, this ain't the NBA, dog. I'm trying to tell them, dude, hey.
NFL don't care.
Let the NBA do what they doing. Y'all better stay out of that. We know y'all mean well. Hey, we know y'all mean well. You ain't got to do it to prove nothing to us. We know you mean well.
It don't affect our money. That's all them owners care about is the money.
Jerry Jones gonna turn into something else on y'all. Hey, I like Jerry Jones.
He do that. I guarantee. Hey, I would not be surprised Jerry Jones get him up out there. Jerry Jones will care about optics.
Yeah, Jerry Jones has.
He don't care about optics. Look, hey, I'm rich.
Apparently, Dante Pope and Jerry Jones ain't even discussed the whole situation yet. So,
I will
I
fire
hate
you
to
from
say
out
something.
the ocean. I will
What is
fire
there
you
to
from the ocean, boy. You better
discuss?
stop playing with me.
anyways,
Finna cut this out.
But no, man, like I said, man, I said, all jokes aside, we know they mean well. But it's just you can't do that in the NFL. Just you can't do that in the NFL. The games, it's not that many games. You can't afford to take a loss unnecessarily like that. That's how I look at it. I don't think that's
in the NFL, every game matters. So,
right.
Yeah, you sit out half the year.
Now maybe if you are the Giants, maybe you can pull that off. I don't think they was going anywhere, bro. That's a different topic.
I still don't think the teams will let people sit out. Like, even if they do sit out, I think they'll take away their money. Like,
they don't take it away.
Them owners are greedy. Like, they'll find any way to not pay them. Like,
shit, all they care about is a dollar. Look at EA and Madden. People thinking that NFL going to drop EA. The EA just gave them $1 billion. They don't care what they think.
Exactly. That's up to the owners. Owners don't play video games.
Exactly.
I mean, look at the owners at the end of the year when players are near their bonuses. They don't even be playing them. Like, they make sure they take them out the game. Like,
yeah, no, I've seen people talk about that. Happened to Vince Wilfork years ago. I remember. I think they said he had to play like 60% of the snaps for him to get his bonus.
Like 59.9 or something.
Belichick paid him like 58% of the snaps, so he didn't get like his $3 million bonus. Like, especially if they don't got nothing to play for like that. Yeah, they it's messed up. But moving on from that topic, let's talk about injury report, man. The biggest one is Derwin James. It was reported he was going to be out for just only a couple weeks with some lower leg injury. Then I think it was yesterday or the other day. It came out with Adam Schefter that he's going to miss the entire season with a torn meniscus. I guess they went back and did some x-rays and then realized how bad it actually was, and he's going to need surgery. He's going to be out for about 6 to 8 months, which is the whole season. Kid,
yes.
This is your Chargers. Like, these were your Chargers for like 2-3 years. So, Defensive Player of the Year candidate Derwin James out for the year. What's your thoughts?
Bro, I'm gonna need us to end, bro. I'm gonna need Ian to stop saying that. He keep throwing that out there like ain't nobody catching that, bro. Like, I don't know why you keep saying Defensive Player of the Year candidate. I have no idea what he's talking about. But I mean that's tough, man. I don't know what the Chargers got to do, man. Some has to give. I don't know if the training staff.
Your ass
or what,
need to stop cheering for him.
For real.
Stop cheering for teams.
Bro, I ain't cheering for the
teams.
Chargers for like 2 seasons now. I'm just saying, like, whatever they doing, man, they gotta switch that up, man, because some gotta give over there, man. I have no idea what's going to the Chargers, but that is a big loss, man, because if you look at the Chargers as a whole, I don't know what their game plan was going into this season. I mean, they still don't have a quarterback, in my opinion, but they do got some pieces, especially on the defensive side of the ball, if they were to all stay healthy. So, man, it's unfortunate, man, that Derwin James is out again. Like, he pretty much missed most of his rookie? No, not his rookie year, but last year he missed most of last year
for them.
Yeah.
So didn't one of their safeties or corners get hurt?
It was Derwin. He missed he got hurt last year.
Again?
Yeah, it was Derwin. Yeah, it was Derwin.
Yeah, and now that he was hurt again. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Didn't they get the dude off the Broncos then? The corner?
Which one?
The slot corner.
Roby?
Nah, the slot corner from the Broncos.
Chris Harris. Talking about Chris Harris. Yeah, they got Chris Harris. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they got Chris Harris. But yeah, like kids say, I mean, the Chargers on paper seems like that. I call the Chargers the AFC version of the Cowboys. On paper, they should be in the Super Bowl. On paper, they got all this stuff, but just something never clicks with them. I don't know what it is. Their secondary. You know, they got Chris Harris. They added there Desmond King, who's not a bad slot corner. And they also have Casey Hayward, who's a really good corner. Kid knows all about that.
I thought the Ravens was the Cowboys. So much talent.
Oh, Lord.
Sir,
but
we have Super Bowls, sir.
But, yeah, so Derwin missed a lot last year. And also, too, this isn't new to Derwin with this whole meniscus. I think it was his – I'm trying to figure out, it's his right knee. In college, kid at Florida State, he had a torn meniscus in his left knee. So now he's tore both his meniscus in both knees. So we'll see how he comes back from that. But yeah, so it's been reports maybe they bring in Earl Thomas, even though Derwin was more of a strong safety type thing. Maybe they bring in Earl Thomas. They also talked about bringing in Jaleel Aday. He was a Charger last year. He knows the system, especially with this whole COVID situation. Maybe easy just to bring him back just because he knows the system and the scheme. But this is a tough loss for them and also for him because I think his rookie contract ends next year, either next year or the year after that. His rookie year, he was an All-Pro. Last year, missed most of the season. This year, he's going to miss all the season. So, that payday, he's going to take a little bit of a hit with that. So, Zilla, what's your whole take on this whole Derwin situation, man?
He injury prone. That's all it is. Like, he got. You said he's in his third year.
Yeah, this is third year.
So, was he a first rounder?
Yeah, first round pick.
Okay, so he's gonna play next year probably. They're probably gonna extend him for the 5th year and then franchise him to not pay him. If he gets hurt again while franchise, they're gonna cut him. Like, yeah. They're not gonna sign him to a long-term deal. This man's already getting injured year after year. I doubt he'll get paid.
Yeah, man. Boy, man, what's your whole take on the Eagles? This?
Hey,
oh, Lord.
He got that wins bug, It just happens that way, man. You can have all the talent in the world.
Though. That's different.
Hey, if your ass ain't on the field, you mean nothing to me. So that's how they're going to play it. They're going to be like, yeah, your talent is great, but if we can't use it, why would we pay you? Like, especially with the Chargers. The Chargers are in this weird position where they can be good and they can be a AFC contender, So with your best defender basically out, one of your best defenders out, yeah, he's not. We probably won't see him in a Chargers jersey much longer.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how they still got Mahomes over there in that division. They got to play twice a year. Melvin Ingram is reportedly upset about his contract. He wants to get extended. They just paid Bosa. So we'll see how that whole things in Los Angeles works out. Even though it don't feel like that they're the Los Angeles team. I don't even know. It's weird. It's weird. But enough of that. Let's move on, kids. Staying in the division. Your new favorite quarterback outside of Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes. He's going to have his head coach.
Young product.
Chiefs are deciding to. It's not been official, but it's pretty much all but confirmed. But it seems like the Chiefs are going to extend Andy Reid and their GM for about another 5 to 6 years. So that means Mahomes, Chris Jones, the defensive tackle, Travis Kelce, the tight end, Andy Reid, and the GM will be tied to each other through the 2025 season. So that's about another 4 to 5 years. Kid, is this? People always ask, are we going to see another Patriot dynasty? Is this the next dynasty in the NFL?
I don't know yet, man. Because, they on the right path right now. They got their quarterback locked in. They got some guys locked in for, the next few years. The window's wide open right now, especially in the trash AFC. Definitely easy to get up out of there. You got to worry about one or two teams.
All right.
I'm just saying. So, Chiefs is in a perfect spot right now, man. It's very reminiscent. They need to take advice. Take advice. Learn from the Packers' mistakes. Don't be cheap. If you got the opportunity to bring in some guys, take advantage of Mahomes' window and make a run for it. Not even that. They got the greatest offensive mind in the game, and Andy Reid. They can definitely do some things, man. It's possible, but in the NFL, who knows, man? I don't know. Because if you look at their playoff run last year, even though they won a Super Bowl, but they had 2-3 games which they should have lost. So I don't know if they'll be able to keep that up. We'll see though.
Yeah, sure. Boy, what's your whole take on the whole Andy Reid getting extended, him and the GM?
I love.
You cut out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that all you got? You just said I love it.
Huh? You hear me?
Yeah, you just said I love it, and you just stopped. Is that it?
Oh no! I think
No, you real low on my end.
Yeah, you sound low.
You're like away or low is.
Yeah, it's like you went away from the mic.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me now? Or I'm still low.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can work with it. Go ahead.
All right. Well, when you watch them for 4 or 5 years, I believe they could get yes, if the AFC is weak, then the NFC must be nothing.
Oh my gosh, man!
So with them struggling, they still won against the NFC best team. So with this little group they got, they can win like 2 or 3 Super Bowls. Yes, they can be a dynasty. I hope they do because I'm tired of seeing Patriots everywhere. But eventually, I'm gonna get tired of seeing the Chiefs too. So hopefully they do well, man. You know, learn from the mistakes of the so-called fake GOAT. Aaron.
The fraud goat. Zilla, what's your thoughts on
it? Kansas City got a chance to do what Seattle didn't.
Ooh.
They got all the pieces. Seattle had all the pieces. They had everything.
Seattle shouldn't even went to the second Super Bowl, man. Let's be real. They shouldn't even been there.
I mean, that's the thing. If you get there, you gotta compete.
Dang, man.
Kansas City right now could possibly be in their second. They should have 2 Super Bowls right now.
You're right.
Like,
would have been a lot better than that.
They possibly
that
could be doing what Seattle couldn't, but they reversed it. They lost the first and won the second. Like, they messed up in the playoffs first, but extending, they had to extend them. Everybody knows Andy Reid's still going to be coaching for a while as long as nothing happens.
I low-key thought they was going to get a job, get the keys to old boy. I forgot his name.
Man, Andy Reid ain't retiring with Mahomes.
I thought they would get the keys to
that man system. Ain't retiring with Mahomes there.
I mean, he might as well ride it out. I'll ride it out too.
That man coaching 20 years. But the Chiefs should be fine. Like, they paid the Frank Clark, right? Or whoever their defense.
Chris Jones. Chris Jones.
Yeah. They paid him. They're going to probably pay Tyreek Hill. I know his contracts. But they have their time right now. Everybody's out of the AFC besides the Ravens. There aren't many teams left.
Nobody worry.
Sir. Leave the hate out your heart. There aren't many teams in the AFC, so
it ain't. Thank you, Zilla. Thank you.
There aren't. Like,
I don't know why boy in denial about this, man. I don't know why he's such a denial about this. Ain't no knock against
Brady.
the NFC.
Brady went to the NFC now, so everybody's over there.
Everybody go to the NFC when they want to get paid.
Nah, man. NFC's with combat, brother. They want to play some real comp games.
Everybody go to the NFC. Hey, when they want to win, they go to the AFC. They know.
All
right. But Kansas City got 5 years. They got to make these 5 years count.
I mean, like you said, Zilla, they got 5 years. Right now, I would have put them in Patriots territory because Patriots it's never happened before. But like you said, they are in.
Sir. It has.
No, it hasn't.
It has happened before, sir. Respect the game. Respect the game and the game's history, sir.
Have we had a team this good re-sign everybody on offense?
Eagles.
That's won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Like the Rams? Did the Rams 2000 team re-sign everybody? Marshall.
Yeah. I mean they kept the greatest show on turf, but remember they only won 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Have we had a team like Kansas City besides the Rams? The Rams had everybody.
The Rams. I mean the Patriots.
Packers had an opportunity. They would have brought back Greg Jennings. I still don't know why.
If you want to count the Patriots because they able to keep Gronk, Edelman, and Brady.
Why they bring back Greg?
If you want to count that, but other than that, no, not really.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're doing something we haven't seen.
I mean, the Seahawks they were able to pay people opposite on defense because that's who.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This team's like the Seahawks, the opposite.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, again, I don't know where they keep getting this money from. Somebody not getting paid. I don't know who it is. I mean, Tyreek Hill's contract's up in 2 years. Tyrann Mathieu's contract's up in a year. I mean, I knew that. I'm talking about like somebody like Tyreek Hill or Tyrann Mathieu, like somebody like that. Like Sammy Watkins.
They're going to get rid of Honey Badger before anybody, probably.
Sammy Watkins was ready to retire before Kansas City. I don't know what Andy Reid says to people because wasn't Nick Foles the same way? Wasn't he about to retire until he talked to Andy Reid?
Yep.
I don't know what Harry Reid is saying. He got some kind of voodoo on people.
Hey, the man know how to give him. That's why he know how to.
I don't think you can break up that offense. You have to.
I mean, I don't think you can because remember they drafted Nico because they thought Tyreek Hill was going to be up out of there with the whole domestic violence situation.
You can't break up those three.
But I mean, we'll see because I mean Frank Clark want to get paid. I don't know if he's going to get paid, but I mean the Chiefs if they're able to keep they've kept the core. They kept Pat Mahomes. They kept his coach. They kept his GM. They got somebody on defense. So you've kept Mahomes happy enough to where he has one of his favorite weapons and stuff too through the 2025 season. So we'll see how that all works out, man. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, that's it with that one. Moving on, man, we got 2 contracts, and this is going to be the question of the week. Jalen Ramsey, a guy who got traded last year for 2 first-round picks from the Jaguars to the Rams, another guy from the 2017 team. That's kind of what kicked off them blowing the team up. And then Deshaun Watson, quarterback for the Texans, they said that they're not close on the deal. Jalen Ramsey, he's still been looking for that contract. So let me ask you this, Zilla. Who do you see getting paid first, Jalen Ramsey or Deshaun Watson?
Watson. Who else do the Texans have to pay? They got rid of. They're getting rid of everybody. They got rid of his wide receiver.
Bro, what Bill O'Brien doing, bro? What is he doing?
Like who do they have? Like, isn't JJ Watt the highest paid player in Texas?
Yeah.
So like, he has to get paid. Like, it's just a matter of how much. But the Rams got like both their receivers, got Donald, the QB. Like, they paying everybody. Who knows with Ramsey?
Yeah, man. I mean, what's your whole take, man? Who you got getting paid first?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, by default, it should be Watson. I mean, then again, I know they working on a deal. I know you sent me that tweet saying, they not close on the deal. I guess, Chiefs, not the Chiefs. I guess the Texans trying to give, I don't know if they trying to throw Watson one of them Chief deals where they trying to lock him in for the next 10 years. I think Watson ain't going for that one.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. You saw what they did to him.
He ain't trying to get locked down like that. Right. But I'm gonna say Watson just because you want to get your quarterback. You want to make him happy, especially all the nonsense going on. I mean, you throw some money. I mean, you probably look the other way for a little bit. For Ramsey, I have no idea what's going on with him, man. I think Ramsey want to get up out of there. To be honest with you, Ramsey does not look happy in LA. So if the Rams cannot sign Jalen Ramsey, I am making an offer. We will throw a first and Kevin King for Jalen Ramsey. Make it happen. That's my offer.
Boy, who you got?
I'm gonna go ahead and say Watson because hell, yeah, y'all ain't got nobody else. And if y'all let that go ahead.
You done?
Somebody else.
There you go.
He got technical difficulties over there.
Yeah, you're so low, boy.
You're low and you cutting out too.
Boy, out of there. Boy,
I'm gonna say leave him come back. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna just go while he's handling his technical issues. I honestly think Ramsey.
There we go.
All right, boy. I honestly think Ramsey's going to get paid before Deshaun just because, like, the Texans, if they really wanted to, you can easily franchise tag Deshaun Watson if they had to come down to they could pull the Dak. You can franchise tag for a couple years and stuff. The Jaguars, y'all traded 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey. You got to pay him. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. You just got to pay him.
Pick. We'll give him another pick. They ain't got to pay him.
Y'all going to give him a first-round pick and pay him?
I would give, for Ramsey, I would give him a first and King for Ramsey.
No. First and Jair for Ramsey.
Nah, can't do that. That defeats the
2
purpose.
first then.
That defeats the purpose. Why would I do that? I want to pair Jair with Ramsey. Those two.
You
together.
said Kevin King a Pro
You
Bowler.
willing to give up your future, Ramsey?
You said what, boy?
You willing to give up your future, Ramsey?
Bro, if I can give up King for Ramsey, that's an upgrade. What you talking about? That's a major upgrade.
Willing to give all picks for Ramsey? Doing it?
Say that again.
Are you willing to give up all your picks for Ramsey?
All of them? No, just one and King. Just one. That's a fair deal.
But then you gotta pay him.
I'll pay Jalen. Why not? I would pay Jalen. Because you ain't got to pay Jair for the next 3 years. Yeah, you got to pay Jair for like the next 3 years.
So you ain't gonna pay Aaron Jones then?
Hey, man. Hey, we might have a running back guru over our team, man. Who
Oh,
knows? We might be able to bring in another running back. I'm just saying, man.
Like,
You know, Packers don't pay defensive players
Bro.
that's what
You heard
I was about to say. Who have y'all paid on defense?
besides Kenny Clark.
We just paid the Smith brothers. We just paid Amos. We just paid.
You
We just
paid them to
we just
come
extended.
there.
Matter
You
of fact, we
didn't
just
pay 'em
paid. We
once
just
they
re-signed
were
Kevin
there.
King. Kenny Clark made him the highest paid nose tackle in the league.
Isn't Charles Woodson the only person y'all ever re-signed?
We re-signed Nick
Like-
Perry. We re-signed Clay Matthews. We re-signed
Yeah,
Mike
Clay
Daniels at one
Matthews.
point. What you talking about?
You gotta have people being like crazy good for
Oh.
y'all to re-sign them. Y'all some
I tell y'all names. Y'all questioning the names.
Who's the, y'all? My thing is consistent. Casey Hayward,
Sir,
Micah
you are a
Hyde.
Patriots fan. Fall back.
What you mean?
Fall back, sir.
What you mean?
You know what I
The
mean.
Pat-
Y'all don't pay
the
nobody.
Pat sign people and then get you.
Y'all didn't
I don't. Hey, Zilla, but here's the thing, though. I don't deny and act like we don't be paying a lot of people.
Y'all didn't even
Made
pay
it
our
right.
quarterback. That's why he on the Buccaneers.
Nah, because Bill sold us, but it's okay. Bill sold him and said, you know what? I'm tired of this.
Bro, like I said, if I can move a first and King for Ramsey, I'll do it in a heartbeat. And resign him the same day. Same day.
Boy, you getting up at first for Ramsey?
Hell yeah.
I know Zilla died. Zilla already said at corner with Peters and Humphrey, so he not going to.
Giving up a first? No. Well, actually, you could. Like, our pick ain't gonna be good, so.
So you want Ramsey, Peters, and Humphrey? I don't know how that would work. This ain't Madden. This ain't Madden, Zilla.
You can't have enough corners in the NFL.
Oh, Madden don't work. That ain't gonna work logically. Moving on to the last topic here, then we get up out of here, man. The Bears. There's been talks. You know, this is again, man. We've been doing a lot of NFC North topics, man. I don't know what's going on over there.
That's where the action at, dog.
But you know, Matt Nagy, they still haven't decided who the starting quarterback is going to be. They don't know if it's going to be Nick Foles, if it's going to be Mitchell Trubisky. So, kid, this is your division, non-biased. Who do you see becoming the starting quarterback?
It should be Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, God.
Bro,
It really should.
Listen, you moved up in the draft to sign him, to bring him to the team. You drafted him over to Watson and, you know, I'm not even going to throw the Mahomes thing out there because nobody's seen Mahomes doing this. You drafted him over Deshaun Watson. You got to justify that. You got to sit on that. And if that takes another year in his fifth option, matter of fact, they didn't even give him his fifth option. This is last year.
Nope. Yep.
So you got to throw him out there. And if it doesn't work, you bring in Foles. I don't think Foles is going to say that for him, to be honest with you. But you got to keep Mitch out there. You got to justify that draft pick. You just gotta run with it. And their team not even really built off the success of that team is not built off the offense. All Mitch Trubisky got to do is just be a game manager and not turn the ball over. I think he can do that. Give him another year, see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, then you move on in the offseason and you keep Foles. I mean, I think they'll still have Foles there. So they stay bad, they got Leonard, man. They made it. You drafted that man. You moved up for him for no reason, and you took him over two other quarterbacks that have outperformed, their contract. So you got to justify. So I got Mitch being the quarterback.
Boy, who you got?
You gotta put. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Boy, you are so low, bro.
You like you sound like a church mouse.
Like you rejoined and it was fine, then it went down again.
Leave and come back one more time, boy.
Yeah. Well, kid, I'm looking at this list right here. And you want to know what's crazy?
What?
Going in to that draft, I'm looking at it. They had Deshaun Kaiser over Mitchell Trubisky.
Was Kaiser in that draft?
Yeah. He was a second round pick by the Browns.
Oh.
If you look at the 10 quarterbacks in this draft, you got Deshaun, Mahomes, Kaiser, Trubisky, Brad Kaya, Nathan Peterman, Gerard Evans, Davis Webb, Josh Dobbs, and Chad Kelly. All trash. All garbage. But yeah, with this whole thing while we get Boyd, like Kid said, they made this bid, now they got to lay in it. It's similar to it's similar to what I said with Jameis last year going into that year when they didn't say they was going to bring him back with that option and everything. And I said, look, it's Jameis last year right here. He got to make a break for him. He gonna have to either prove that he can, get a 2-year deal with the Bucks, or you're going to be out of there. And I think the Bears are doing that too. Again, you got to justify the pick. You can't just give up on that pick, because if you bring in, because Foles is used to being a backup and stuff, you put in Nick Foles ahead of Trubisky, you're pretty much already selling to the fans. Look, we made a mistake. Trubisky's not coming back next year. Although that may be the case, you can't give that illusion, can't give that optics. You got to down that hill, man. You got to down that hill.
Got to. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, sir.
That's a Packer fan talking. That's the Packer fan voice. I hear it.
I'm just saying, think about this. You give him a Mitch. You gave up 2 firsts to Khalil. You giving up Mitch, so you look at it as you didn't wasted 3 first-round picks. You can't do that, man. You can't waste 3 first-round picks. That's bad. That's terrible. It's terrible.
Zillow, who you got?
What was the question?
Who should be the starting quarterback for week 1?
The Bears?
Yeah.
You gotta stay with Mitch. You play him till the bye. If he's still trash, then you put in.
There you go. Give him at least to the bye week.
Unless the bye is crazy far deep into the season. If he starts out 0-4, 0-5, and buys week 8 or whatever, you just take him out. Get him out of there. Put him on the bench where he belongs. Trade him, something.
Next, they got a bye week. Let's see. I'm about to do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they have a late bye week. I think it's week 11.
Oh, yeah. He got week 5, week 6. If he's terrible, still week 4, week 5, week 6. They over. He's out of there. They putting in Nick Foles.
Yeah. So because he got up until then, and then they had Thanksgiving. They had Thanksgiving off actually. Then they played the Packers the following week. So he got about 10 games. If I'm the coach GM, I tell Trubisky look, you got until just about the bye week, unless it's that bad where we got to pull you. But you got to the bye week to prove something. If we ain't looking too good, hey, you out of there. So, but yeah, man, they got to figure that out. Like we said, they made that bed, they got to lay in it. I don't think Boyd's jumping back. But that's pretty much all I got, kid.
Yeah, out of there. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much it for this week's podcast. Next week we'll be talking about, I guess the game, because next week's kickoff. Next week is it's kickoff week. Matter of fact, we can do our predictions next week too, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, predictions is gonna be next week. Yeah. We'll have this released before the Thursday game.
Right.
I'm still trying to figure out how you want to do the fan vote if we're going to still do that. We'll figure that stuff out. I'll have all the rules and stuff out.
You might, you know what? We have to have somebody represent. Might have to have somebody represent the fan picks. Maybe pick somebody differently each week.
All right. And if we have a guest, I'll say this: if we have a special guest every week, they'll represent the picks. We'll do that, and if not, we'll pick a random viewer.
All right, cool. We can do it like that then. Well, like I said, appreciate everybody coming by, watching the stream, listening to listening to the podcast, watching the podcast throughout today. Make sure y'all like the vids, share the podcast, all that good stuff. Check everybody's social media links, their YouTube channels in the description below as always. And next week we'll get back and we'll catch you on the next one.